Have you ever heard of something called confirmation bias?
No.
Confirmation bias is when people are only seeking out information that supports one's beliefs while ignoring any evidence that contradicts. That's called confirmation bias, okay? Think about what that says. You believe something, so you're biased towards your belief. And so you only seek information that supports your belief, and you reject anything or ignore anything that contradicts it. Is it possible that you suffer from confirmation bias?
It could be possible, but I don't think so.
Yeah, well, you wouldn't think so if you had confirmation bias, because you, I mean, right? If you had confirmation bias, you wouldn't think so.
No, I know 1,000% I'm pregnant, and I know 1,000% it does not seem real.
You know 1,000% what you believe.
No, I know 1,000%.
No, talk to me. This isn't an election. They're not going to vote.
I know 1,000% that I'm pregnant only because the fetal Doppler.
This is a perfect example of what I'm talking about. You have a lot of evidence that contradicts that, and you reject it and hang on to one thing that you believe. That's a perfect example of confirmation bias.
Because of that one information is a very, very, very important information on pregnancy. When you go to the doctor and you are a woman and you've never heard that baby before, what do when you're about 12 weeks pregnant? They're gonna let you listen to your baby's heartbeat. And for 1,000%, I know I am pregnant and have more than one child in me.
No, you don't know that, you believe that. You cannot confirm that, you cannot offer any evidence, but you just have a belief. That's right, but when you do see a doctor, in fact, one that has delivered 8,000 babies and they tell you otherwise, then you reject that and say, I'm gonna believe what I read on the internet and bought down at the drugstore.
No, I'm gonna believe it because until some other doctor or a doctor can use their ultrasound machine.
But they can't listen to a heartbeat with an ultrasound that isn't there.
It is there, and see, it is not my fault or my responsibility that no doctor wants to listen with their machine.
Let me tell you the second half of confirmation bias. When you have someone that suffers from confirmation bias and you bring them evidence to the contrary, it actually deepens their bias.
It's okay.
It deepens their bias. It doesn't cause them to move.
Nope.
It causes them to hunker down and say, okay, I'm under attack here, so I'm going to really hang on to my beliefs even more tightly.
Yep.
Now, you say that with pride.
I do, because there is a lot of women, more than what people think, going through this.
It's very common.
And I honestly think that in order to understand this and to kind of look at it and check it out, we've got to be firm at how we feel. Because if you want to follow me around and want to, follow the story, there's gonna be babies.